The Hebrew text in the Bible has hidden formats. By revealing these formats, I will prove the first writer's words were hidden from you. These formats look like poetry as I group them into small paragraphs. Their grouping will become known as a psalm, and together they become psalms. Let me show you our Creator's 12 commandments, listed in Exodus chapter 20, verses 1 through 17. Any father of a family or his wife who did not obey any one of these 12 commandments, our Creator demanded they bring him a sin offering. Thus, our Creator defined the word sin as not obeying any one of these 12 commandments. Next, I want to show you how I changed one word in Exodus 26, verse 26, the word bars to arches, and the words now reveal the style of the roof for our Creator's tent for meeting with Him. Let me show you the translator's words from the preface of the 1611 King James Bible. They gave 4 reasons for themselves or others to edit the Bible's words. The red arrow at the top points to their 3rd reason to edit the text. By the light and feeling we attained unto ourselves. The next red arrow down points to them giving the title, the Divine, to a clerk named Gregory. The next block of words, they point out they were happy that the first emperor of Rome established the year to the course of the sun. Behind this text means Nebuchadnezzar ordered his kingdom to follow our Creator's calendar when he stopped eating grass. Did you notice the letter S in sun is capitalized? This is to give respect to the Egyptian sun god Ra. Have you seen the Egyptian obelisk in the Vatican's front yard? The last arrow points to your reward for studying the Bible. Your reward is to have a fellowship with the saints and participation of a heavenly nature that will never fade away. There is no such thing as nature to a truthful Christian. Our Creator created everything. By their own words, they were not seeking to know our Creator or Jesus. Not everyone has the knowledge to correct every word. I have an old Bible program that has the New American Standard Bible 1977 concordance to help find a better word. Their concordance has the number of times they use that English word in a parenthesis for that Hebrew word. The translators removed his name, YHVH, to put in 2 titles, Lord and God. I replaced those titles using the letters Y and V as his name. For the Hebrew language does not have a J, O, or W. By using these 2 letters, I am closer to the truth than anyone using J, O, or W for his name. So why is there a single letter O in the Hebrew text 1,095 times? No proper English was used? The blue highlighted text is text that I am removing. The red highlighted words are little words that I'm adding. Gray italic words are words that I added. To respect and honor our Creator, all capital letters in purple are our Creator's words. This is Jesus' prophecy, for I am revealing the first writer's words to tell you the true truths about Jesus. As the text is revealed, you can taste the writer's style of wording. Their words will take your belief to trusting our Creator. You will be watching prophecy before your eyes as I edit true truths back into their psalms. All right, this will be Jeremiah chapter 27. And, oops, I forgot to take that off. I start to find the hidden format by the first writers by doing the above text here. Now, let's see, if you want to get right to the end and see the work that I've done for the day, or for this video, it'll be at the very end, and I'll let you take screenshots. It's going to be a while before I get everything up on my website. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start editing the text here and go from there. And I will begin for the day. Now this is curious because I've got 2 verses stuck out here. In the rain of Zedekiah. Now, this is the last king, so I've kind of changed his name a little bit to Zedek. But he is not the son of Josiah, the king of Judah. So this is more or less out. And then we have this text here, pretty much explaining who he is and what's going to happen here be said by our Creator to Jeremiah. So in the beginning, and I'm going to say it's more or less like this: in the reign of Zedek, I guess I wouldn't say he says one word. So these words, and I'm just kind of testing this out as I go. So a lot of times I'll be mumbling, but that's how I respect and honor our Creator, by all capital letters. And this is what I do when I'm changing a word and I find it to be very much like the intent. So I will just leave it green. If I'm adding the text, I will make it gray color. These words it has to be our Creator these words came through Jeremiah. Not, he can't just say that it's Jeremiah. So I have to say that this is the truer intent of the word. And the reason these words came through Jeremiah. And now that I've done all that editing, that doesn't make sense either, because how do I connect these to here? Because this should have read a little farther. Make for yourself bonds like a yoke. So I guess I'm kind of working a little bit here and a little bit there. And it's not bonds. Make yourself wooden yokes. Okay. And this, make for yourself. I guess I'm going to need the word a wooden yoke. And put just one. He's not going to be wearing many. I missed that. I was saying, what's that mean here? And put it. Whoops, not that one. My getting started, I have a problem which button I'm hitting. Okay, make for yourself a wooden yoke and put it on your neck. Okay, now that's a good start for a 3-verse. Now this, I've got to have a 3-verse here. So I've got to do something like this. These words came through Jeremiah from YV saying, yeah, okay. So if I get rid of this, and then if I do this, this will be a 3-verse from YV Is it is why from YV prophesying? Why this has to be? I don't know yet. Is it a command? Is he saying to go tell? Because he's just not going to say these things. So I'm going to go like this. And this is a note for me, or color enough for me to track my attention to say what's wrong here. So now I have to go up here and say this, our king for Judah. And I know it's a slow start, so if you want to just zip by until I get it started, it takes me a while to begin, and then sometimes there are rough spots. But for me to sit here and say, this is how I show within the word, meaning that it is the nation Judah that is not very good. They're evil. Everyone's gone against our Creator. So I make it small capital letters. If it's large capital letters, that is good. Now this king was a good king, but that's Geobochum, not this. See all these lines? This is how I've got how I say whose son is who. So since I've done these over 30 years, I trust this timeline, as you can tell. So I'm going to use Geobochum there. So, but I need to know how to spell his name right now. And this guy was a bad king. If you've been following, yeah, okay, I am. You'll know that he is a problem for our Creator. I didn't know the text goes over that far. Let me do something here. I gotta adjust this. Okay. It helps on my chats. I have my chats behind me here. So let's see here. I'm here. I'm gonna change this name from this name. And he is from, not of, he is from a son from, not a son of, a son from Jehoiakim, our king from Judah. And I have to say, I need the word and, so I'm going to just grab it here. Whoops. And these words came through Jeremiah from YV. You know, it's almost like the word saying could be used for the first time, which it's possible. Make for yourself a wooden yoke and put it on your neck. Okay, so the format is two of these are connected together. You've seen that in the intro. So now I've got to find a second one for this. This king no longer exists. He's been dead for about 500 years. So is him. So this isn't important. This city is not important. And send word by Jeremiah is in, Jeremiah is a prophet. I'm not sure exactly where he is where he's born from or what area, but he's got to be inside Judah. It's not send these words. Messengers who come. This just seems to be trying to tie all this group together, and I know that it's false now, so I won't use those words. You'll say to your masters, command them to go to the masters. This seems to still be adding to this. This is still tied to that. This is not, this word, this is might be true, but it's not quite the text that would go next. Now I will give now now let me see how this goes with this text up here. Make a yoke for yourself. Make a wooden yoke for it and put it on your neck. This is reading out of order, but I'm going to make it a format. But this text doesn't go with that, and it does need a second part to that. So now I will give everyone in the land. So everyone in your land. And I'm putting that in here because I think he's going to be talking to the king at some time here. If not, I can always replace it. Now I'll give everyone in your land into the hand. It would be to serve. Serve, I think, would be a better word to describe what's going to happen. To serve Nebuchadnezzar, the king, or Babylon. And now this is kind of crazy because this is a 4 verse. It wants to break here when I'm reading it and doing it now. This would be kingdoms. So nation is the word I use as for the tribes of Israel. to be set as nations. To my servant, king of, and as my servant, I will give him all the kingdoms to, to serve him and his son. Although our Creator is going to kill his son, and his son doesn't reign as king. So something might be off here. Until the time his own land becomes, then many nations and great kings will make him their servant. This is told to us in Daniel, so I don't think, well, it would be like another king. I will make him their servant, because it's going to be like Babylon. Then our Creator's going to kill his son and him within days, and then the one who is going to replace him is Daenerys, and that's only going to happen for a few years. And then Cyrus, he is going to be from Persia, that will take over all Babylon. So, or I should say, there will be a rising up in Persia to take the nation. So this is kind of confusing. Now, which word am I going to use? But here we start getting around your neck. So until a time in his land, in his own land. Now, let me see. What have I got here? This is a 3 verse. This is a 4 verse. Yep, still doesn't match. Any of this doesn't match. So, what can I say here? Until the time of his own land comes. And it has to be another. another king will make him his servant. His servants, I guess. And finally, we have the truth of that they weren't slaves; they were servants, serving under Babylon. So, okay. So if I get rid of this, until the time for another king will make theirs his servants. So if I get rid of this, say this needs to be this way, then this got to be like this. Okay, until the time for another king and he will make him their servants. Okay, and he will make, that's reading much better, and he will make them his servants. Okay, that's a whole lot better, I believe. Okay, now this, still don't have enough here to figure out the pattern yet here. Which will not serve him, Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, which I'll put on its neck and under the yoke of the king of Babylon. This isn't making sense. If this is tied to this, it's already given to Nebuchadnezzar to serve until another time comes. And it's got to say something like, but until then. I'm just. And this seems to want to break here. Then I'll punish the sword by famine and pestilence. That isn't going to happen until I have destroyed it by his hands. That isn't going to happen. And this stuff doesn't seem to be wanting to be there, but I've got this yoke here on your neck. So this is tying to that text way above. They will serve Nebuchadnezzar. Because I can't use the word not serve Nebuchadnezzar but he's taken them away. And the stuff that I've thrown out, that's kind of what they're trying to tie that to. That's just little words that don't mean nothing, but the word nation does. Your nation will serve It's like, I want to say, for now, you will serve King for Babylon. It's almost like, why don't we just call Babylon a nation or a kingdom and say Nebuchadnezzar's kingdom? And that would get, that way I could use this connected to this, and it would end up being Nebuchadnezzar's kingdom here. Because that describes, let me just do this kingdom. I guess I don't want to take all this out right now, so because I'm thinking this is going to be, let's see, make for yourself. Okay, I got to get rid of this so I can see this clearer. This is not working for me. Make for yourself wooden yoke and put it on your neck. For now I will give everyone and your land to serve Nebuchadnezzar. For now, I guess that's just reading so smooth that way. All right, well, I guess I got to put all that text back in. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Let me just see. Not clear. Okay, it's back. All right. Okay, now I needed the word for right now, and then it will tie together. For now, I'll give, but this, serve Nebuchadnezzar. I got to make it a 3 verse. Is my servant, and I will give him all the kingdoms. And like I said, it can't be his son. I knew this wasn't true before, and we already have the word serve above, so that's why I'm going to decide it like this. But this and this one go together. Okay, so this one, but I don't know if I need this group here, this one I'm looking at right here. I don't think I'm seeing this as part of the story. Judas will serve him. like putting a yoke on the neck. See, it's got under the yoke of the king, and that's he will make them their servants. No, well, if this is talking, because you got to understand Daniel, and I did the text, I did Ezra, I did Zechariah, and those texts tells us the next king is going to be Darius. So until the time for another king, Daenerys, and he will make them his servants, true, or they will be given them as his servants. Then another king will, what is the word make? I guess I got to go to here. Whoops, this is not working today. Okay, did YouTube freeze up on me? Let me see. No? Then how come this connection is not working? I got to do it manual today? Okay, this will be, I'm looking for the word make in verse 8. No, it's in verse 7. Another king, and I will give them you as his servants. Or serving. Okay. Let's, okay, now let me see here. For another kingdom, and I will give and I will give and I'll make them his servants. And I'll give them to serve him. And because I'm thinking that this is going to be the prophecy that Jeremiah wrote that Daniel is reading. That's why I'm taking so much time here, that this has to be worded with other books that I've got in my head, or other words from other books. So for another king, and I will give them as his servants. As his servants. Now that is true up to Darius' time. Okay. This would be like reading, for Judas will serve him. And 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 I'm going to put it as Israelis. These are supposed to be those that are coming back, so they're good people. So I'm going to make sure I don't call them Judeans or just from Judah. That our Creator was pretty much killing off mankind and everyone that was evil towards him. So I have to use in Israelis. And I haven't done this in a long time. In fact, I think this is the first time in all these books, and this is how I'm going to connect them. That needs to be connected to there, and that's going to be one verse. And Israel's will serve him. And this is not really needed, any of this. Because I've already got him under another king, so I can't use this. Or I am putting on there. Or I am, and if I get rid of this, or I am putting on their neck. Oops, Alice. Putting on their necks. That's the second verse. A yoke. For Babylon. Wow, I'm stunned that if I can do this, like I said, it's still the kingdom of Babylon that's going to send them back. So otherwise I'd have to put the word Persia here, but it's not. A yoke for Babylon. That's exactly what I was telling you. All this does work that way. Even though it's strange that I have to do this for the first time to grab a verse. And I guess what I'll do is, I'm not going to do that. I'll just go like that. Even though it's going to be long, I would rather do that, I guess. All right, now save this. Okay. But as for you, do not listen to your prophets, or these would be seers, or diviners, or dreamers, or soothsayers, sorcerers who speak and serve, saying you will not serve. Now this is definitely not connected to the top here. They're already in Babylon. We're on to the second king in Babylon. So it would be their seers. But oops, yeah, our creator is saying this. You are not if I do this is one verse then. You are not to listen to their seers. And this, but we don't need every one of them named, who speak to you. See how well this connects together? Who speaks to you saying you will not serve. Whoops. Wait a second. Boy, did I mess up. Because that's a perfect one there. Because this one hooks together. You will not serve the king. 4. It was kind enough that they put the word for this time in front of the king, the word king. You who speak to you, saying you will not serve the king for Babylon. You're not listening. I got to find out who's who here in this. I copy that. Let me just put a space in case I got to add a word in front of these. Whoops. You are not to listen to their seers. Their diviners are dreamers. They're dreamers. And this is like there's a verse missing now. So I've got to say that there's a verse missing here. And this is just going to get thrown out. Because this, I'll just put this here for now. Who speak to you say, okay, something about the word lie here. To tie this, speaking to you will not serve. This is telling me that this is a lie. Dreamers are lying to his people. Period. And then this will be all gray. And I'm going to make it bold. Although, let's see here. Our creator's saying this. I need it gray. And this will be red. Well, this is intent is red. Are lying to his people. Okay, I think that's going to be the correct. You're not listening to their seers. Their diviners are dreamers, lying to his people. Okay. who speak to them who are telling them, oh, who speak to them saying, or not saying, but prophesying, saying you will not, yeah. They're just not saying, they're trying to influence them, like we got seers too, and or prophets. Prophets are seers for them, so I don't confuse the word, but they are prophesying. But I would have to do that, but I would make it not bold, but the intent that our Creator said it, to understand that it's not a true prophecy. I'm trying to make sure that the words are controlled by me and not someone who doesn't know the text as well as I do, starts preaching a couple hundred years from today and think they know better. To speak to them, prophesying, you will not serve the king for Babylon. Okay, now that's a good group, and I get to continue now. Yeah, right there. Yeah, I didn't read far enough. Yeah, I got to get rid of it here. That was quick. Okay. For they are prophesying a lie. If Jeremiah is talking to just the people and saying these words, and it's not our Creator, that becomes a little bit different. For they prophesy a lie to, it would be to you. He would be talking to people with, I'm using you. If our Creator's speaking, I'd have to use the word them. In order for me to remove them far from your land. If our Creator is speaking this, it would be, for they are prophesying a lie to them. No, saying a lie to you. And that would be our Creator saying that, I guess. In order to remove you far from your land. Now that's that's a first. That I didn't put not even one word adding on this. That is shocking. Now this, just put up there like that, because I've got enough, yeah, these two are hooked together. So it's these two that, yeah, okay. So let me get that out of my sight, because now I got this text to work with. But far from your land, and bring their necks under a yoke. I got to put this as 4. I'm going to use all this. I get, well, pretty much for the king for Babylon to serve him as servants. As we just learned that from above. To serve him as servants and remain on his land. Was declared by YV, and that would be the end of what's going on here. And this, this is a summation, so I'm not going to make this our creator saying this. These are going to be his words. This is the end. But okay, now, but this. I don't need this. It's not hooking to anything. Okay, because that's perfect. Because this and this go together, and I'm thinking, all right, now how does this have an extra? How does this hook? Because this is the end, and then I spoke these words to Zadik. Our king for Judah. You know what? Sometime, because I know I'm going to be doing this a lot, I should make a cheat sheet for me to be able to have all these words copy and paste instead of taking this much time to edit them as they come up. Okay. And I spoke and I told his prophecy. Prophecy. I told his I told his prophecy This is kind of to Zadik, our king. And then I gotta stop it there. I gotta do this. I gotta combine what I thought. And don't need this. We already know he's the king, so two. Whoops, no, that's not right. To Zadik, our king. Now this is kind of like, I don't know how to edit this now. This is like, how come he's re-saying these words? Because this would be a great ending if I had words like, then I spoke his words, his prophecy to Zeke, our king, when I got out of the well, I guess. I'm going to just put this, and I got it bold, so I got to, okay. Now, that ties together real good. This is just going to tell you what time he told the king. So now I have these words. And this would be separate. But this will, he will. Now see, now this is like he's talking to somebody else now. He will bring your necks under a yoke. Or King Babylon. And serve him and live. And serve for him and live. Now it seems like this words are going back to, like I said, he's talking to the king here. And serve him and live. Why will you die? By the sword. And then I don't need these. But this is just reading. And serve for him. Why will you die and your people by the sword? That's a question mark. Like I said, he's almost like he's talking back with the king here. What little words I'm doing, I really try to stick them in my head to say, how do I say these truthfully? And it just automatically tells me that I've got a problem with who's speaking at what time. because this is what it does sound like he's talking to. For YV has prophesied. Your will serve, not serve, but your people will serve the king. Because it can't be said your nation, because it's not going to be his nation no more, but it's going to be people. Will serve the king for Babylon. So do not listen to the words of. Yeah, this is like him. This is definitely all about him talking to the king here. This is just, do not listen to their seers, or I'll call them diviners this time. They're diviners who 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 speak to you, to speak to you and tell you, who speak to you and say, who speak to you telling you, speak to you and telling you. Yeah, I'm going to use it, the word telling. Okay. Do not listen to the words of their diviners who speak to you and speak to you telling you. Speak and tell you. Who speak? Do not listen to the words of from do not listen to the words from their diviners who speak to you. Oh, that's not reading smooth enough for me. Do not listen to the words from their diviners who speak lies to you. That's what's going on here. I will do it that way. That are who speak. Nope, that's not very good either. That's pretty lousy, actually. From their diviners who speak. Yep. Who speak to tell you. I want to say so much that it's to speak their falseness, but it's just not flowing good here. So this needs to go like that. need a little bit of air conditioning here now. You will not serve Babylon, the king. You will not serve for Babylon. I'm just thinking, nobody will serve. Speak to tell you. It just can't be directly the king. Nobody will serve. I'm going to have to put that. Nobody will. You has to be, you got to include everybody. Otherwise, that some would be left under the kingdom. So if it's just you, you're not being taken away only. Nobody will serve the king for Babylon, for they are prophesying a lie to you. Now, what happened? I just seen my screen jump over here. Oh, YouTube's having fun now. For they are speaking a lie to you. I gotta check it out here. Excuse me. What just happened? Oh, okay. All right. Now, how do I get to this here next one? Now, this is it's kind of like our creator talking, and that can't be. He did not send them, but they prophesy in his name. Nobody will serve the king for Babylon, for they are prophesying a lie to you. He has not sent them. Well, let me just put YV here. For YV did not send them. But they prophesy in his name. His name. In order this word, not maybe. There's no may when our creator is speaking. No might, maybe, any type of those words. So, but they prophesy in his name. Because I've got the word lie up here, so I can't really use the word false. But for why we did not send them, but they prophesy in his name. Wow. That's quite a bit there. But I'm seeing that in order that you die, in order for you to die, which means we have to have somewhere if that says if you give yourself over to him, you're going to live. But if you, that part is missing, but it's got to be said someplace. But they prophesy in his name in order that you die. In order. In order. What is the word order here? Let's see, does it work? No, I don't know. Okay. Got to do this, but I got to remember to bring you back. So this has got to be 16 now. No, it's 15. Sorry. They prophesy in his name. If I use the word so that, see how they got so that right here? I'm going to replace the word so that and get rid of that. I'm going to put so that you die. Okay, that's good enough. Then I spoke to the priests and to all the people, saying, thus says why this was said by YV. Do not listen to the words of their seers or their diviners, because one would be claimed, well, I'm a seer, but all the diviners are going to be saying, repeating to them. So that's why the word diviners is being used. Okay. Let me see how Twitch is doing here. I guess it's doing okay. I'm still there. Then I spoke to their priest. Now, their priest got back in charge. So then I heralded to their priest and everyone there. Now all of a sudden the text, as soon as I do that, it's not making. I'm losing the last part of this. Then to their priests and everyone there. Mm. I got to do a lot here to this. Then I said, okay, now that does that okay. And I'm going to use this as my word and get rid of this. Then I said to everyone there, my people, listen. To me. It has to be this was his prophecy. Although this is a command, unless I get down here. I don't know. I know this is going to be out now. This was his prophecy. Do not listen to the words from their diviners. I got quite a bit to do yet here, so. But I'm getting conversations of him having with several different people. I'm thinking, they're not prophesying, they're who prophesy saying, will now shortly be brought back. Again, they wouldn't be saying that. The vessels aren't vessels, they're utilities to YHVH's house, okay? So just so it's got to be like, I don't know if there's text of Jeremy saying all the utensils. So utensils. Utensils. These would be his. Utensils from his house. What's going on with this air conditioner? I must have to reset it. It's been a couple months since I've done that. Utensils from his house. Not shortly, will soon be brought. No, I just don't need that. Will be brought back. Do not listen to them. And serve. Yeah, this is like a conversation. Serve the king for Babylon and live. Why should this city become a ruin? So this is something that they would be saying. It'd be like this be brought back. Why should this? Yeah, so that's just not going to be said. It's not true. This is all out. That's just not making sense either. Nobody, this entreat means to ask YHVH. Well, he's the prophet. He's the one supposed to do the asking too for the people. So he surely wouldn't be saying them. Okay. Concerning the pillars, concerning the sea, concerning the stands. Had taken and carried Jerusalem and all the nobles of Jerusalem. Yes, thus says YHVH, the creator of Israel, concerning the vessels and in the house of the king. Well, this wouldn't be worried about that. There they be until the day I visit them. Then I'll bring them back to restore them. Do not restore to live, not restore, but to live. To live. I guess I can use this as here. To live here. Now this, this is not, if he's talking to the people, he can say as YHVH has declared. So I have to do this, but rearrange it and say something like this. For YHVH has prophesied this. He will bring them back. He'll bring theirs back. Okay, that's right. I got to have this first. He'll bring theirs back. Because I'm here in this text, I've got 70 years, but that's 70 years is actually for the completion of the house being rebuilt and the city of Jerusalem being reestablished. Okay. Now that's true on the end. What have I got here in the middle here? Which Nebuchadnezzar did not take when he carried him away. You know, I don't think this is truthful. Well, I know it's not truthful because this guy, I don't even think there was that king. He's just mentioned, but nothing, no stories about him. That's a nice ending for this. But actually, I need one more. Okay, to go with that down here. But this is more true, not in there. I will visit them. You. Okay, I've got parts to get here from the UPS guy. Yeah. Oh, he dropped it off today. Real good. Okay, that's good. He's probably shocked he's been here. Well, I think I got 12 different packages here putting the computer together. So he's been here quite often. Seems like a good guy. You will be taken. Whoops. In. Taken. You'll be taken to Babylon, and there he will visit. He's not coming to them, he's coming to the king, which pretty much there he will visit. Yes, I don't need them. Okay. This I don't need. And this would be gone. This would be gone by saying I want to say that the captives that are left will be taken. The captives. Nope, no yes there. The captives that are left will be taken to Babylon, and there he will visit. For he has prophesied he will bring theirs back to live here. Okay, so this, whoops, I'm going to need this. But this is out. Don't know why I'm coughing. Okay, now, that said, it's cleanup time, and hopefully that's what you come here for, and you want to see the cleanup. Copy that, put that down to the bottom before I mess that up. Let's save that text. Let me open up this text. Wow, I didn't go down to the end here. Still got a lot of correcting to do, but there's 26. And here will be 27. for him to say. Which is kind of odd. I don't see this word saying here often. I mean, I should say really rare. Okay. Nope, it needs to be 2 spaces. And this one's going to be 1. Now notice how from verse 2 to 6, remove it and it works really good. I mean, like it didn't even, like it was made to be next. And then this has to be a double space. Whoops. This needs to be 2. This is supposed to be 1. 1, 2. This is 1, 2, 1, 2. I don't know if I'm going to use this word up here. So if it is 2 here, that needs to be work. This would be 1. This would be 2. 1, 2. Look at how that fell just in place. Just the way it was supposed to be. 2. Yep. And this is 1, 2. Oops, 2. And look at that. Perfection. Okay. Better all the time here. So, and I'm going to make this black text. Okay, I will bring this down. Go all the way back up to the beginning here and let you take some screenshots. Now this is, here, I'll erase this for you here. And I gotta remember to put it back in. Okay, now this here, you should take a screenshot of, and now I'm gonna just say, I'm gonna bury this one, because that way you can do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then, yep, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And take that, and I'm done for the day. Stop again 2 times. I stream, what, 2 times a week, 2 times a day, 6 days a week, and probably start doing more of them too. But there it is. That's Jeremiah 26. You have a great day.